Hello party people. I'm 32 weeks along. I honestly didn't think that I would make it this far, and the fact that I am is like blowing my mind. I'll talk about that. I also went to the hospital this past week. I'll definitely talk about that. I had an ultrasound a couple weeks ago. Talk about that. And I've also got a whole list of other stuff to talk about. So let's just go. Oh, and I will also be showing you and explaining my birth plan with you. It's just, oh, I haven't even printed it out yet. It's amazing. It's a very simple birth plan. I used it with my last birth. It's basically like bullet points with pictures, so your nurses aren't sitting there reading a freaking research paper. So I'll show you how to get that done. But first, yes, I went to the hospital. It's almost been a week now. So last Tuesday, oh, you guys, I started throwing up at 2 p.m. like every hour, and then every half hour, then every 15 minutes. And it's like my body just couldn't stop. So by the time 8 o'clock, 8:30 rolled around, I was having contractions, and my husband came home and was like, we're bringing you to the ER. So I went to the ER and they gave me fluids. Thankfully, that helped everything. But as soon as I got to the ER, they, were concerned. I was concerned because I do have this blood clot that is still there. It's still large since my last ultrasound. At 28 weeks, they checked on it. Still very present, which is a bummer. If you're new, I have a subchorionic hematoma. It's just been hanging out my whole pregnancy. Most of the time, they go away, they resolve. You either bleed them out or they get absorbed into your body, but unfortunately mine is just like here for the party, right? So that's the main reason I was concerned. Every time I was throwing up, just the pressure from it, and I was like, I'm already worried that I'm gonna go into preterm labor. So I thought, especially since I was having Braxton Hicks contractions like every minute, because I was so dehydrated from not being able to keep anything down, I was like, okay, let's go to the ER and get some fluids. So that's exactly what I did, and it helped, and everyone at the hospital was very kind, and I explained my situation to them because I went to the hospital nearest to me and not to the hospital that I'll be delivering at. It's like a 40-minute drive difference. So in my mind, I really just thought, I need fluids, I'm dehydrated, that's why I'm contracting. But when I got there, they were like, we don't have a NICU, so if you go into labor, like, we're gonna have to either transfer you, or if you happen to deliver here, you're not gonna be with your baby. So then I started to get concerned, and I was like, okay, let's just get the fluids in me and hopefully everything settles down. And thankfully, that's exactly what happened. Once I got the fluids in my system, my contractions started fading away and getting farther between. So that was nice. It took a couple of days for my body to recover, and I was wondering, am I sick? Did I just like get some kind of fluke stomach thing? Did I eat something weird? Am I having like HG symptoms? Third trimester again? I don't even know. So I have been like nauseous the past week or so, but it hasn't been anything like that day, that Tuesday. But I'm here and everything's good. They checked my cervix. My cervix is closed. I don't think I was dilated. They didn't say anything about that. They ran a whole bunch of a plethora of tests just to make sure everything was good. They had a sonographer come in, an ultrasound tech come in, and just make sure everything was okay with the baby and my cervix. So me and baby are doing well, but we did have a bad night. Oh, I did find out, thank goodness for my notes, because my brain is not that, I don't even know what the word is. Fresh? Crisp? You guys know what I'm trying to say. Clearly, my brain is not up to par. When the ultrasound tech came in, this is something new that I didn't know. I have an anterior placenta. What? Earlier in my pregnancy, I guess there's just been other things that we've been more concerned about rather than them mentioning, hey, your placenta's anterior, which means like to the front of my stomach rather than where it normally is toward the back. My uterus, I don't know why I said stomach. So it's not a cause for concern. Earlier in my pregnancy, around like, I wanna say my 17-week ultrasound, 15, 17, I think it was 17 weeks. They said your placenta's low lying, but hopefully as your uterus grows, your placenta will move up. And that's exactly what happened in my case. So we're all green lit for a natural birth. should I reach full term, which is obviously something that's been on my mind. I was born at 32 weeks. I was a 2-month preemie, and we were on vacation. My parents had no idea anything was gonna happen. And I was like their miracle baby. They were driving around in the middle of the night trying to find a hospital, and they just happened upon the hospital that I would have been sent to anyway, with like the best NICU in the area. And I don't know why things worked out the way that they did, and I have close to 0 issues health-wise. And I hear you guys tell me all the time in the comments and my personal DMs on Instagram, and you've shared with me that you've either had a blood clot and delivered early, or I know some women tragically have smaller blood clots than I do, and they have miscarried earlier in their pregnancy. So I don't know, oh my gosh, hormones. I don't know why I've been so lucky and so fortunate to have made it to 32 weeks with really no real issue. Reaching 24 weeks for me was a big milestone. Oh my gosh, why am I crying? Anyway, I'm just so fortunate that I have made it to 32 weeks and that I'm still pregnant and that everything is going well. And I don't know why. I have been so fortunate, but I am very, very thankful. I just often sit there and wonder, like, I don't know, you guys have heard me talk about it in my previous pregnancy updates, but like, when is my luck gonna run out? I don't know why I have been so lucky, but I am surely thankful that I am. Oh my gosh, as if I'm not already all over the place enough. Okay, blood clot. Oh, it's still there. My blood clot is still there, I mentioned that, but it's moving under my placenta. And they mentioned it when I had my 28-week ultrasound, also mentioned it when I got my, when I had like an ultrasound at the ER. And both times I asked, so is my placenta compromised? And they just kind of talk around it rather than giving me a yes or no answer. They just are kind of like, well, everything's okay for now kind of answer. So, and that's just what I'm gonna ride with. And I'm gonna stay hopeful. And a part of me kind of thinks that I'm gonna make it to 40, maybe even past the 40-week mark. We're gonna see. Although in the back of my mind, slash not so back of my mind, kind of toward the front, I'm like, pack your freaking hospital bag, Kim, because it could happen any day. All right, and I also had an ultrasound at 28 weeks, which I've talked about like 17 times by now. I think I've even showed you guys these pictures. I'll toss a couple up. One is my favorite ultrasound picture thus far. It's so sweet, and it's getting scratched up, which is making me really sad. I need to put this in a protector. And then one is super creepy, so there's that. But since seeing the ultrasound in my mind, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's a girl, dude. But Alex is like dead set. He looked at the picture and he was like, that's a boy. Slash, I think he just really, really wants another boy. It's kind of the consensus in our house because we have 2 girls, and it would be nice to have 2 boys just to even things out. So everyone's kind of like rooting for a boy. And my mother's intuition is like, I'm always wrong on the gender. I thought for sure Eleanor was a boy. I thought for sure Wentworth was a girl. And this time I kind of think it's a boy, but every time I get an ultrasound and every time I see a picture of the baby, I'm like, that's a girl, dude. So you guys let me know what you think down below. Share with me your thoughts. And I will be sharing baby names in probably my next pregnancy update. So I had an appointment at 32 weeks and everything is looking good. I mean, really, they just measured my belly and listened to baby on the fetal scope. What is that thing called? I don't know. A baby's heart rate was good. Everything was good. My midwife suggested that I have one more ultrasound just to check on baby's measurement, because if you guys have been following me for a while, you know that my baby has been measuring small because of the blood clot kind of blocking some of the nutrients from the placenta getting to the baby. So it's just one of the complications that could come from having this complication. You guys follow me, you know what I'm saying. So she suggested I just have one more peace of mind, make sure everything's going well with babe. Oh, weight gain. Let's talk about that for a second. So at my 28-week appointment, they had to bumped the scale up to 150. So I'm officially past gaining 30 pounds. I'm like, oh, are you kidding me? I don't mind gaining weight as long as the baby is also gaining weight, but I always gain way too much. So I'm trying to not make that happen, slash also trying to not eat like Nutella by the spoonful every night. It's a weird balance. It's not working out in my favor very well. And I think that's pretty much it when it comes to appointments and stuff. I will have another scan at 34 weeks, check on baby's measurement. Pretty sure I mentioned that. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, ultrasounds are so great. I love to see my baby another time. But for me, it's like another chance for someone to slip up about the gender. So even though I'm like, please keep it a surprise, I do not want to know gender. Slip ups happen, and I just don't want to be a part of it. I'm actually lucky it hasn't happened yet because I've had so many freaking ultrasounds. Okay, so now let me share with you my birth plan. So here's my birth plan. I edited this. It's very customizable to what you are hoping for in your birth. Should I clean my computer screen? What is that? Oh, and also let me mention that while we can plan for the most perfect, beautiful birth that we want, and remember, it's your birth, your choice, sometimes during labor and delivery, things happen that are very much out of our control. There is a patient, the baby, that we have no idea how they're going to react during labor and delivery either. So while we make a birth plan, please remember that anything is possible. Here we go. And we are very thankful for westernized medicine and all that good stuff. Okay, so ideally, if I do not go early, this is my plan. No medication, free movement, natural water rupture, no episiotomy, and possibly a water birth. This one got shifted a little bit. I'll have to bring it down. Maybe, I don't really care. I've never had a water birth before, so I'm pretty excited about this as a possible option for me. But again, we'll see how everything progresses during my labor. And then after delivery, there are many options as well. For me, this is what I chose: immediate skin to skin, delayed cord clamping. This is very important. I suggest everyone do this unless you are planning to save your cord blood. It's very beneficial for baby. I could talk about delayed cord clamping for about 10 minutes. So look into it yourself. You won't regret doing it, choosing this as an option. So I'm saving my placenta. I'm also choosing to have my partner cut the cord, breastfeeding as soon as possible, delayed exams for bonding. Over here I have no hepatitis B, no eye ointment. Those are just my preferences because for me specifically, these are not necessary, slash for my baby, because I don't have the things that would pass along to my baby that would render these necessary. Does that make sense? Also, no bath for baby. Look into vernix. So typically we wait a few days to give baby a bath because when they come out, babies have this wonderful, beautiful, it's also kind of sticky and kind of nasty. It's this white substance on their skin, and it is very beneficial for them as well. It's very moisturizing. So we delay the bath as soon as, like, we don't even do it in the hospital. We do it when we get home. For us, should we have a boy, we're choosing to not circumcise them, keep them whole, and then also no formula. I also, whoops, where'd it go? I also had one that said no pacifiers. I guess I must have deleted that one by accident. And if you want a birth plan like this, you go to mamanatural.com. She will email you a PDF. So this is what it looks like, and this one has all of the options on it. I'll go over some that I took out. Intermittent monitoring. I took that out for me because obviously I have midwives and I feel like they know this option. I'll be able to vocalize it. I've never been able to have a birth with intermittent monitoring. Intermittent monitoring. Hard for me to say that. So I don't expect it's going to happen this time around either. Lights dim. I like the lights fully on. I don't know why, but I just do. Oh, also limited cervical exams. I'm delivering with midwives, so that's probably already going to happen anyway. What did I take out here? Oh, no vitamin K. That's also an option that you can stick on your birth plan. I did that with baby number 3, and I got a lot of anxiety about it, so this time around, I'm sorry, baby, you're getting the shot. Here are some more options. No IV, please. I don't mind that. No membrane sweep. Again, I'm delivering with midwives, so I'm thinking that this isn't going to be an issue for me. A food and drink for mama. I'm delivering at a hospital, so I'm assuming with the rules in a hospital setting, this is just for all around, you know what I mean? No students, please, I don't care. Pitocin only if necessary. It goes without saying. I felt like I didn't want to clutter mine up too much. Gentle cesarean, wonderful option. A VBAC, if you're going for one, good for you. Delayed eye ointment. And then, oh, limited visitors is another one. Donating cord blood, and here's the no pacifier one. I think that is it. So that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope I gave you a fantastic idea on how to plan your birth or how to print out a birth plan. You guys know what I mean. Anyway, thank you guys so much for hanging out. Thank you for the well wishes. I feel them, I enjoy them, and I appreciate them very, very much. And I will see you next time. Bye.